let's have a look at the business cycle. Firstly, what is the business cycle? The business cycle refers to changes or fluctuations in the level of economic activity that occur over a period of time. These changes in economic activity are caused by changes in the level of spending and production in the economy, and as a result, they will have a range of different impacts on factors such as the level of unemployment, inflation, and standards of living for people in that economy. So before we can have a look at the cycle, we need to think about, well, where this spending in the economy is occurring. Firstly, spending is going to happen through households, and they're going to spend as they aim to satisfy their wants and needs. They're going to spend on both domestically produced goods and services as well as imports from overseas. Business will also spend. They're going to spend in order to produce goods and services, as well as invest in equipment and resources, otherwise known as capital, to produce more goods and services. The government will also spend. They're going to spend on infrastructure, as well as providing welfare and public goods. Finally, the overseas sector is going to spend money buying exports from Australia. So the sum of all of that total spending can be referred to as aggregate demand. So aggregate demand is simply the sum of all of the spending in the Australian economy. It can be shown by the following equation. Aggregate demand equals C plus I plus G plus X minus M. Now this is where C equals consumption spending by households. I equals investment spending by firms. G equals government spending. X stands for exports and M stands for imports. Now remember, imports are money that we are sending overseas for the payment of those goods and services that are produced over there. So as a result, we need to deduct that from aggregate demand. The next thing we need to consider is how changes in the level of aggregate demand will cause changes in the level of economic growth in an economy. So if the level of aggregate demand were to increase, this will cause the economy to grow and expand. However, if the level of aggregate demand was to decrease, this would cause the economy to slow. And these changes can then be represented on the business cycle.